We need to restore the preciousness of time to individuals, to people. You know, how precious time is. It's so exquisite. It's so beautiful. You know, the beauty of it, the the sunrise and the sunset, the smell of rain. Uh, it's hard though too, because when we're doing things so incorrectly and so wrong. When you get people that sit there, well, God did this, God did that, and like I said, you get people, well, what was God thinking with those kids in those camps in Texas this last summer? You know, what was God thinking there? What was God's thinking? What was God's greater purpose in people doing things irrationally for economics and then people dying from it? What was God thinking there? Okay. What was God's thought process during the Holocaust? What was God's thought process during Middle Passage? What was God's thought process during Manifest Destiny and The Long Walk and The Trail of Tears? What was God's thought process of the development of the Boston Strangler and Jack the Ripper and Son of Sam? What's God thinking with Jeffrey Dahmer there? Was God? Well, God wasn't present. God wasn't present. God's omniscient and omnipotent. Okay. God's omniscient and omnipotent. What was God thinking when all these things happened? What was God doing? How was God participating? I try to explain that to people. Well, no, Jesus knows everything. All right. Well, then Jesus is a real, let's give everybody free will to be assholes asshole then, right? God's just an asshole. Because God just sits around and watches us blow each other up with nuclear weapons, exploit each other with manipulation through invention and selfishness. If God is what you say God is a selfish asshole who watches everybody suffer and says they should obey me and believe that I'm God, and then none of this would happen, right? And that's not what Jesus is saying. Jesus said, forgive debt and trespass and love one eternal faithful peace. That wasn't, I'll pay for all your bad stuff and then take you to a magic place after you're dead if you accept me as God, because they didn't do it then, but you can do it now. It's because that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, right? And so, I get that, I'm certain, as the dirt and the curtain, Zamp and the lamp, that I've been certain my whole life as a religious person, as understanding religion and understanding my relationship with Jesus Christ and others. Okay, that religiously I'm a right and correct person. I've known this since I was a little kid. I don't feel like I'm a wrong person religiously. You get people, the whole John McCain stuff with I know you guys could make it to where I end up being born a baby in a place where I starve to death. Okay. How's that any different than everybody at Fort Huachuca screwing my wife and putting it on underground chat room saying you got a bigger penis than my husband, and then slowly poisoning me with alcohol and drugs and then going to the hospital? How's that much different than what you guys got going on now? And the thing is the participation of all the disgustingness as it happens. All your documentation, your constitution, all your great pieces of literature that compare or compete with, the people like Jesus in the Bible, people like Muhammad in the Quran, right? You can see that there is no competition and there is no comparison. Okay. Machiavelli's an asshole, right? Mein Kampf is for assholes. Communist Manifesto is for assholes, right? I've read Plato's Republic and I've read some of this, and I understand, a lot of the stuff in it. Okay, well, that's nice and everything, but let's have faith in infinite glory and forgive debt and trespass, love one eternal faithful peace. And then we'll discuss philosophy at a picnic or something. Yeah. But as long as people are living truthful lives and understand how to faithfully love through truthful lives, understanding the natural laws, being a good person, then philosophy will literally take care of itself. Well, I know you think you're the second star to the right. You're going to go to the astral plane, Dreamweaver. I believe we can make it through the night, right? Take the ribbon from my hair, shake it loose and let it fall. Lay it soft against your skin. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through the night. Right? I don't care what's right or wrong. I'm not here to make a stand. Let the devil keep tomorrow, because tonight I need a friend, right? I'm not a woman, but I would imagine it's harder for a woman dealing with this hell than it is for a man, or a woman would be the Messiah, right? So I think it is harder for a woman to deal with this kind of disgusting, horrible, selfish, pitiful, and pathetic behavior that we're still stuck in. I think it's harder on a woman than it is on a man. Well, because, Amy Winehouse helps a lot, And I wake up alone, right? And she's heading for their bedroom chair. It's just another day. So sad, so sad. Sometimes she feels so sad, all alone. And I think after all the hell I've been through in my life, I'm going to be 60 in July. And the hell I'm still going through because of selfish, competitive, narcissistic perverts. I think if I was a woman, I'd be dead by now. Go laid on bed and said, Jesus, help me die. This is horrible. I hate it here, Jesus. These people never listen. They never learn. They never pay attention to anything meaningful. They never care about anything worthwhile. They're more interested in a bunch of narcissistic millionaires making more money for narcissistic billionaires for a bunch of assholes to go out there and say, if ever I would leave you, it would not be in summer, no seeing you in summer. I could never go. Your hair streaked with sunlight. Right? And then, wait, play the saxophone, piano, right? And so, let's forgive the trespass, live on a eternal faithful peace, right? Then if I want to get up and do my thing, it'd be all right, And dancing's fun when you're healthy and you're not being tortured and abused by people competing with you and comparing with you. And I dance better than you. I have bigger dick than you. I'm better at sex than you. I sing better than you. I'm better, every way up and down, better at home too, better at keeping tarpity, better explaining physics, better than making jokes about it, better than learning jokes about it, better than telling jokes about it, sharing jokes about it, better than invading your privacy, better than inventing things to invade your privacy, better than putting rockets up to make it more convenient and effective to invade your privacy, to manipulate you with your privacy, because you have no privacy, because I own your privacy, because I own the rights to your life, because we all agreed to it and wrote it down on a piece of paper and ratified it and agreed to it. All right. Do you understand? Okay. Fuck, I'm tired. Whew. If memories were all I was saying, I'd rather drive a truck, but it's all right now. I've learned my lesson well. Says you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. No, because I know people that please themselves by jacking off to videos I make, and he'll never win. It's like, I'm not trying to win. I'm protecting children from being like you, and I'm using your technology to do it, and I'm correcting your technology better than you can ever do anything in your pathetic life. Every time I pick up this phone and load it to YouTube. He's just crazy. He thinks I think I'm the Messiah, and I think I'm the Redeemer of the Gospels, and I think I'm the one most like the line of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. Well, I don't read the book religiously at all, no. Everybody, every time I tell about the stories in efficacy of physics. Where does it say that? How does it say that? Because I had that the other day. You know, I said, where does it talk about? It doesn't talk about supernovas and black holes in the Bible. Eternal hellfire. Okay. What is a supernova? An eternal hellfire. Okay. What is a deep black abyss? It's a black hole. Okay, we're both discussed in Revelation, right? Her eternal, the lake of fire, whatever. Yeah, it's a translation of it. I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, down, down. But he's talking about things that actually exist in physics, like I had with that Adria lady at the, you're crazy. She thought I was crazy because she said that they did science experiments and they hear people screaming and burning in the center of the earth. I was like, okay, and I'm crazy? Did they get that from the Mola expedition from the Adams administration? Was John Quincy Adams, right? The mole, looking for the mole people, commerce traders expedition. Journey to Jules Verne, journey to the center of the earth, right? Earl, Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition. They went through the greatest earthquake ever known. Stay away from those mosquitoes in the land of the lost. We all know that, right? And you need a pencil. We need another sharpened pencil for the claymation dinosaur. Remember that? So they sharpened a pencil on it. Did you used to think that when you watched it as a kid? Was I the only one? David Greenwood was one of the Sleestacks. Yeah. David Greenwood and Bill Lambert. I was like, get the fuck out. Are you serious? Bill Lambert? Yeah, it was like gigs. You know how they could pay, but and the colleges could probably set it up. Bill Lambert went to Notre Dame. Uh-huh. Our Lady of Lots of Money. Right? And David Greenwood went to UCLA. Right. And Bobby Knight. Y'all think that John Wooden's such a straight-up, clean-nosed guy, but he has this guy. Right. They had an episode on the Munsters about it because Al Lewis got pissed because of how people were taking his recruits and getting money for his recruits. Al Lewis was a basketball scout. Grandpa Munster. His other job was he was a college basketball scout. Yeah, it's a job. You ever seen that on what was the name of the White Shadow? When the one guy scouted the kids and got them to play, found kids to play semi-pro. It's semi-pro. They call it semi-pro. It's not really semi-pro. It's professional. It's just they give you semi amount of money that they give you as a, quote, professional, right? When Coolidge and the girl came and she slept with the guy and got him to sign with the team in West Virginia, she got $2,000. And his character, the pro basketball player that's coach tried to explain to him, no, she's just having sex with you. It's for $2,000. And then she goes to the next high school and has sex with him for $2,000. And every kid she gets to sign, she gets $2,000 from this talent scout guy who gets like maybe $10,000 for each kid that he sends to these leagues, right? Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine. I was listening to Johnny Hartman. Yeah, he sang with Train. That was one album. It's like, for Train, after Train passed away, right? Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. My favorite is I understand. I do like Julie Andrews, but you know who else sings a real good? Johnny Mathis. Yes, it's on one of his Christmas albums. Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Everybody else like that song? Yeah, like Johnny Mathis's version. I listened to his. I was wondering how he sings this. His voice is always, it's very strong and monotone, very and deep, manly man voice. I like him. Johnny Hartman. Yeah. Johnny Hartman. I was sitting there listening. Where's this guy been? Wow, he has a good voice. He has kind of like a Robert Goulet voice with singing jazz tunes to it, stuff. And I'm like, wow, that guy has a good voice. It's very deep, very strong. Yeah. One of my favorite singers that had a deep voice when I grew up was a guy, I don't know if a lot of you are particularly familiar with him anymore. He's not very popular anymore, but his name was Gary Puckett. Yeah, you know. With all the charms of a woman, you've kept the secret of your youth, right? Young girl, get out of my mind, right? Yeah, a woman wears a certain look when she is on the move, and a man can always tell what's on her mind. He has a really good voice. His voice is better than mine. I hate to have to say it, but that looks all over you, woman. Have you got cheating on your mind? On your mind. Everybody else like Gary Puckett? My favorite is Over You. Why am I losing sleep over you? Reliving precious moments we knew. That's a good one. Yeah, Lady Willpower. That's a good one. It's now or never. Give your love to me. Don't make promises you can't keep. That's a good one too. Telling me lies in your sleep. Dum, bum, 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 bum. All right. Anybody else have good enough taste like Gary Puckett? Union guy? Do you think I'm not aware of what you're saying? Don't go on betraying. No, no, don't make promises that you can't keep. Dum, right? Good tune, man. How many singers have we had? How many court jesters have we had? How many gladiators have we had? How many entertainers have we had? Boom, 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 boom. He died from syphilis. Well, it's, maybe it's because, there's times that I was so lonesome. I took some comfort there. La, 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 la. La, la, la. Fighting for his place in the fame, one of the greatest composers of all time in the United States of America. So, fighting. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Where does it say fight? Like Carlin, fighting for peace. Isn't that like fucking for virginity? You're like, the man has got a point. Oh, he went to Catholic school in New York. It's funny. No, it's very funny. For funny. So, man, people. I'm debating whether or not I should shave up and go soak, or do it tomorrow. So I'm just so tired. But I know if I shave up and soak, it'll help with the adjusting to the spring. Yeah, because Anna was talking about that. They do it again. I hate this time of year. They do it every year, and it's horrible when you can't breathe and your mouth gets dry. And so people know I'm not the only one, and I'm not paranoid and schizophrenic. Because the National Health Organization says that Roundup is a carcinogen that causes cancer. Okay, what are you doing? Well, it's okay. These are poor people, and we have a we found a way to make money off of people being sick and turn it into a business. Ooh, I like that. And I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook. I'm going to go work out peace with China. They're going to do the same thing we do. It's pretty sick what we do. Time, the gift of grace, the faithless steal. And they literally do. They really do. At this time, there doesn't seem to be a lot that an everyday average person can do about the theft of time. Seems like the only one that can get back the talons of time with the drums of Ek through the tiger's fang is moi. Just kidding. I'm the focal point of the 13th, the correction of the, And so I'm doing it right now, right here. I hate a lot of people. He's just crazy. I know I'm batshit crazy. I'm a Cinderella story. So I'm going to go through and take a thing and whack all the dandelions at the golf club, what are those things called again? Is it a golf? What are they called again? A golf club membership. They play with clubs though, right? No, I played golf twice. Okay. Coach Sewell taught us how to hit the golf ball. Okay, that was the first time we just practiced driving and putting. I've played putt-putt golf many times. And then we played. I killed a bird and hit a Louis car, because I know why I hit the Louis car. Because I was nervous I was going to kill another bird. So I was looking out for birds. I want to kill a bird again. Would swore, I killed it. Yeah, I killed it. It was feathers. I went, hit the ball like Coach Sewell taught, and lined up my thumbs, and boom. And the bird took off, just wham, and it hit the bird. I was like, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, that's the dove on the wire with the BB gun at the Ponce's house all over again. Here we go again. Yeah, that was horrible. That was a horrible feeling, Lloyd. Yeah. And there's a little bitty song. Songbird sings from the heart each word. A golf ball! All right. Son of a bitch. Wood swarping down. That was the same bird that shit on my head outside the PX, the post exchange, right? We were walking in a tree and a bird shit on my hat and started laughing. I wasn't mad at all. I said, God dang, I got shit on my dress blues hat, right? You can't just wash those things. You have to go get them dry cleaned and everything. It's like, God dang, well, that's a real pain in the ass. That's a definite pain in the ass. And that bird shrinking is funny. I found it amusing. That's one smart bird there. He knew I was going to kill one of his relatives. It was a clairvoyant bird. It was a Charlie Chaplin meeting after midnight at the clairvoyance meeting, at the Dr. Zodiac bird, right? It was a California psychics bird, right? In Carolina. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Right? I can roll my R's, my little sister. No. Fuck you, Earl. That's how you say perro. At a Parsons barbecue, and Patrice is there. I said, come on, Trace, say dog in Spanish. Fuck you, Earl. That's how you say dog in Spanish. It's funny. Oh, come. Yeah. Oh, it's cute. She could never roll her R's. That's her. Yeah. We grew up in a Spanish-speaking community, and she was, half raised by Nate Diaz. Yeah, I was going to say Nina Benegas Nate Diaz. Yeah, Nate. Oh, man, she could cook. Oh, gosh, she was a good cook. She was one of the best cooks. My mom and her, yeah, good cooks. Very, very good cooks. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. When we had time, precious time, before the Flintstones taught us how to balance our checkbook and get boarders that can play the drums and bongo drums and play lots of jazz, really mean jazz, dance to the jazz, sing the jazz, do dance changes, dance like Ann Margaret, sing like Nancy Wilson, dance like Gene Kelly, sing like Frankie Sinatra, like Singer Sinatra. Troy Mr. Wabner, I'm an excellent driver. Fly me to the moon. Right. Okay, understand? Yeah. Well, to make you famous, I'd rather be loved than famous, wouldn't you? Well, if they have loved Jesus, we all might still be living his faithful love, but you guys all might have forgotten who he was because he wouldn't have stood out, because everybody would have said, okay, and just lived it. And Jesus is the type, I did it, it's me, I'm God. Here, this is my business, this is my story, this is my stockbroker, that is my lawyer, you will be sued. Wait a minute, let's just live the Lord's Prayer. There you go. Who's the Lord? Everybody who lives the Lord's Prayer. You mean him? Yes. You mean I can be like him? Do you believe it? If you believe it, then you can do it. If you don't, well, then you're going to buy into magical real estate after you're dead that doesn't exist. I wouldn't do that. That's crazy. That's not loving your kids. That's your kids inheriting insanity. Yeah, you get a lot of professionals that come over and tell you, hey, he's going to need medication or he's going to want to kill himself because the world's not getting any better. Okay. Past, present, future operate at the same time. Yeah. The spirit of Jesus is still being tortured by a bunch of perverts that turned him into philanthropy. Yeah, so you can give all your kids all the psychotic, antipsychotic meds and electric saw therapy, and they'll pass out till the cows come home. It's not going to change the truth into a lie, right? This is my story. This is my song. Right on. Okay. I love you guys, man. Johnny Hartman. Yeah, he's pretty good, man. I like him. I got to load some on my MP3. Well, I'll listen to some music while I'm waiting for you guys to show up and do right by each other. If you can't do that, I'll keep working on the technology. We'll see where this goes. Well, you know me, most consistent, no significant. Fuck Billboard. I don't want anything to do with Billboard magazine. I just want to live the Lord's Prayer because I love children. Okay, guys. Peace out.